Hi guys, you are welcome to Neztelly. Today we are discussing Leadership Gold by John C. Maxwell. And you know, we believe that at least for the past like 20 years or 30 years, John C. Maxwell is our leadership king. There's such a thing. It's like he's the king of leaders when it comes to finding inspirational ways, to motivating people to be better leaders, the things that you can do as a person to become a leader. He's the person that you should read. He's the person that you should listen to. He's the person that you should spend time with if you have opportunity to be with him. So John C. Maxwell wrote Leadership Goal not too long ago, as in after years of doing leadership, and he came up with things that he believed that if you're able to accomplish these things, you'll be able to be an amazing leader. You get. So I wanted to talk about, I think he talked about like 40 or 45 nuggets, gold nuggets that we can use. So I'm going to just talk about 3 from them. Maybe a bonus, we'll see, but 3. Number 1, he talked about the importance of legacy. Great leaders leave great legacy. And more often than not, the world we live in tends to focus legacy on the pass on, like, you know, what do you give your children? What do you give the next set of leaders and all that? But it's not just that. It's what are you remembered for? And then what you are remembered for, is this something that stays through? Now, let me use the Bible for a second. Solomon was taught as a child the importance of building a temple for God by his father, David. So David's legacy, even though Solomon was the one that built the massive, wonderful temple for God, it was actually David's legacy. Does that make any sense? Okay, so legacy is very important. That's number 1. Number 2, I think I find very shocking, but it actually makes a lot of sense. The importance of focusing on your strengths. And maybe because of our school system or the way we were raised, we've been taught a lot of times to focus on the weaknesses to try and grow them and get them better. So some of us are not very good at talking in public. Some of us are not very good at networking with people and all that. Now, it is good that you try to learn those things, but those should not be the focus of your leadership. If you're trying to lead people to do a certain thing, if you're trying to get people to be better at a certain thing, if you're trying to influence people, or you're trying to do a business or whatever, try, in what you're doing, try not to focus on your weaknesses. Focus on your strength. If you're someone that is very good at coordinating people, focus on coordinating people. If the ability to network is very important, outsource that. Because you're going to you end up spending so much time doing this thing that you're not exactly good at, and you end up getting a subpar result, mediocre results. That doesn't exactly help. Okay, so when you have a strength, focus on the strength. When you have people beneath you too, some people are very good with numbers, some people are better with words. People that are good with numbers, give them the numbers jobs. Those that are good with words, give them the words jobs. It's that on every level of hierarchy, up to down, when you are working with people and all that, make sure that you give people their area of strength. Same thing with you. That's number 2. Number 3 is the realization that change is very hard. The assumption most times when it comes to leadership, or when you're working with people, especially when you like people, you believe that they will change. A certain thing that you don't like, they will change to suit what you need for maybe your company or your team, whatever it is you're working for. Understand that change is very hard. We all know that we ourselves, there are New Year resolutions that we had in January 2022. And in August 2022, we've not been able to even accomplish half of it. As a matter of fact, by the 3rd week of January, that resolution has gone to the dustbin. Do you understand? So since change is very hard, understand that for yourself, understand that for the people around you. I guess in the end, what that's about is like having empathy. Have empathy for the people that you work with. If someone you know struggle with a certain, if they're very efficient at a certain thing, but there are other things, maybe moral situations, moral problems, characteristics problems, and all that, you don't expect change. So you have to decide whether you're going to work with them the way they are now, or you let them go, or put them in another position where that moral thing might not be a major issue in the company or in your team or wherever it is you're working. Okay, so that's number 3. These are our 3. Let me see if I can put a 4th one. What is the 4th one? Okay, so the 4th one is where he talked about people don't quit companies, they quit leaders. If you're somebody that for the longest time you have good people that work with you, then after a while they get up and they leave, it's likely you're the problem. Okay, now we know everything falls and rests on leadership. There's a saying, the buck stops here. As a leader, the buck stops here. You don't have the luxury of blaming You don't have the luxury of saying, ah, is this person that did it? No, it's the people that are beneath you that can do that. It is where, once it has reached your table, this was a problem. This is where it stops. There's no other place for it to go. So if you can go on and say, is this person's fault, this person's fault, people will quit you because you're not willing to take responsibility for your actions. So people, no matter how good it is, some people have the best staff, but the best staff is always leaving. So it's one thing for you to get the best come and work with you, but for them to stay, that's a whole other thing. The way you run your business, the way you run your team, the way you run your company, whatever it is you're doing, even your family. Do you understand? Some children quit their parents. It's not obvious because it's tired, and we're here in Nigeria. Abroad, some people leave their parents and that's it. It's gone. You get. Some people will still stay, but they've quit their parents. They cannot trust their parents. They don't believe half of the things that the parents say. They don't feel a form of kingship with their parents. Do you understand? So it's important, very, 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 very important that you understand that people don't quit the company. It's not the whole thing that people quit. It's actually the leader that they quit. Good people most times will stay because of how good a leader is. If they feel valued, if they feel that the leader is taking responsibility and they feel like they're being taken care of. Do you understand? So I gave you 4, even though I meant 3. Anyway, I want to tell you thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe. The subscribe button should be somewhere here. Like this video so that more people can get to know. And thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.